Hello, beauties. Ah, something's on my heart, and so I had to share. And what is on my heart today, what I am feeling so deeply as I listen to so many amazing thoughts and ideas and theories and science and sensation and so much that is interwoven into things. And it had me contemplating on how we actually navigate when we come to a space that is so well defined and structured, right? That is so conveniently created for us to slip so unassumingly into roles and structures and ideals and identities. And when we're little and we question those things, we are very quickly and swiftly put into a space that firstly feels very uncomfortable to us, and we feel a sense, we get given this sense of can't ask that, or I'm wrong, I'm not enough. If I'm questioning that, there's something wrong with me. We're shamed, we feel a sense of disapproval, disconnection, separateness. So we're very quickly conditioned to step into and accept that which is explained to us, that which creates comfort, right? That which creates comfort for others, that which creates comfort within our families, within the structure, within our social culture. And we learn ways of dismissing our own curiosity or repressing it, at least hiding it at best from other. Because after asking questions a few times and feeling the weight of discomfort and disconnection and disapproval even, we recognize and realize that that is not going to keep us safe. Not safe in the structure that's built, not safe in the framework of the family, not safe to express fully, particularly those of us who are women or women identifying. And I speak as a very privileged, white, cisgendered woman, able-bodied woman whom has access and privilege simply because of those facts. So add any other layers on top and you times the resistance and the disconnection and the challenge by 100-fold. So disabled, women of colour, women of undeveloped country, etc. So, it is so heavy. It is so heavy, these roles, these ideas. And what do we do with that? We of course, we learn the ways of comforting others. We learn the ways of repressing our questions and our curiosities. We learn the ways of, if we are to belong, then we need to conform to the consensus that we are supposed to be, rather than the curiosity of who we desire to become, right? And as a woman, we step through the world through a lens of this role-identified gendering, and the ways that we should or supposed to, are expected to be. And when we step outside that, we're very quickly disenfranchised. We are very quickly created and labelled as difficult, bitchy even. You know, no male ever is called a bitch or bossy or challenging or difficult or too hard to work with when they ask the hard questions in boardrooms. And I have spent the last 20 years sitting in boardrooms being labelled as difficult and bitchy and challenging and hard to work with, because I have refused to back down on the hard questions. I have refused to accept the mediocrity. I have refused to accept the limited willingness to support and to encourage well-being, particularly for young people. And I've sat and listened in boardrooms across multiple sectors where they ask the question, how do we get more women to take up roles in areas that are traditionally so male-dominated? But none of them want to hear the answer. None of them want to hear that until we change social culture, until we change this ideal of the roles and the way that they sit within our socially acceptable behaviours, expected behaviours, then nothing will change. And I want to change that. I want to ask you to get curious. I want to ask you to feel the fear and show up anyway, and begin to ask the important questions, and to redefine where you sit in all of this and how you move through the world. Because as each one of us unlayers that conditioned bullshit, we will change the world. We will create paths for young women, for young identifying female and non-binary, transgender human beings to afford themselves to enable opportunity to be seen, to be heard, and to be valued. And that is what we crave most in this world. And so if you can begin to understand that your worth and loving you, yourself, more than any other, and recognizing and realizing that you are loved and lovable and enough, then we begin to dismantle the barriers, dismantle the social construct of what it is to step into this world as an empowered human being and fully express who we decide we are, not what we are supposed to be, expected to be, or socially cultured and conditioned to do. That's on my heart today, lovelies. And so I'm speaking it out there. If you want to join me in any of these musings, hard conversations, busting the myths, join my podcast, Unapologetically Us. You can connect on Anchor, Spotify. Part of that is have a cuppa with tea, because tea makes everything better. Alternatively, you can join my group on Facebook, Gather, Connect and Share, which we're just creating a space, a new space for women identifying to step in, to be heard, to observe, to contribute, to connect, to share, to be held, to be loved and valued and valuable. So hit them up. They're free, no obligation. I just want to start a different story, and I'd love you to join me. If you're willing, I'll see you there. Bye, beauties.